Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing my May update for my year-long project panning from A to Z. So, it's been an interesting month. I don't know why, but it has been. So I've got some progress, but not amazing progress, I have to say. So let me go ahead and start by saying this. Thank you so much for all of the support that I got on my April update. And I think the reason that I have been feeling a little bit discouraged in my project is that we're getting into the really hard stuff. So a lot of the things that were easy are already gone, and now we're getting into really the meat of the project itself. And so I think that's why I'm starting and have been feeling just a little bit discouraged. Things that I thought would go a little bit faster than they are really what has me feeling kind of funky. But it is not even a full halfway through the year. So I don't know why I'm putting so much pressure on myself. I think that I had just started with this momentum. I was clearing product out every single update. And then I'm looking at everything now and I'm like, ooh, that's going to be a minute. That's going to be a minute. So again, thank you so much for all of the support that I got really throughout this project, but certainly after I kind of voiced some of my frustrations and feelings in my last video. So again, thank you so, so much. So let's go ahead and get into my updates. So in case you haven't seen my intro video or you haven't seen any of my updates, I am doing a year-long project pan where I have taken the alphabet and I have chosen a product to correspond with each of those letters. And I also have an unofficial pan that palette, which we'll also be talking a little bit about. But for the letter A, I have this Hourglass Ambient lighting palette. This is, I always have to look at it, the Lighting Edit Unlocked. This was one of the holiday releases this past year. My goal on this baby is to just hit pan on one product, but I'm not focusing on one product specifically. So I'm just sort of using it and trying to hit pan on something. And I think still the closest that I'm going to be is on the highlighter here. This is really, really stunning. I am wearing it today. It's just really, really beautiful. And it is pretty flat. It almost seems like it's getting just a little bit of a dip here in the middle, which you probably can't tell on the screen, but I think it's going to be probably the one that I hit pan on. I used the bronzing shade right here and this sort of just darker finishing powder. I use them in conjunction with one another. I just sort of swirl it around and use them both together. I love both of these blushes, but this one here on the end, this kind of golden peachy pink color, is so stinking stunning. I absolutely love it. So I'm still really enjoying using this guy. Over the course of the month of May, I did use it 16 times. So I'm really happy to be continuing to use this product. So for the letter B, I have my deluxe sample size of my Becca Under Eye Corrector. And I have to say, I'm really proud of myself for having worked this into my daily routine. I used this 27 times in the month of May. That is awesome. I don't think I am going to, well, maybe I'm close to hitting pan. I can kind of see a little bit of light. I haven't actually hit the bottom of the jar, but the product is thin enough. I've got the window on the other side of me that you can't see, and I can kind of see a little bit through it slightly. So I have not hit jar, but maybe next month. I've really, really enjoyed using this, and I really think that it might be something that I could possibly pick up a full size in the future. So I'm working really, really hard on this guy, and I'm making great progress there. For the letter C, I have my Becca bronzer in the shade Capri Coast. My pan is continuing to expand, which is so, so nice. I've gotten it in my head that I might think about repressing this, only because it's a little bit difficult to pick up product because my brush keeps wanting to hit the center. So it gets a little more blown out than I think I'm wanting it, since the brush is really picking up the sides rather than the tip. So I am considering repressing. I don't know, there's still a ton of product in here. So I don't know. I think I'll probably continue using it throughout June and make a decision by the end of the month in June, I think. But I've used this guy a total of 19 times over the course of the month. For the letter D, this guy has taken a serious backseat. Again, I have not remarked it. This is my deluxe sample size of the Bare Minerals lip gloss. This is, I think they're Moxie gloss. It doesn't say on the bottom, but this is in the shade Daredevil. It's really, really beautiful. Let me give you a swatch. I made some really fantastic progress on it in the beginning of the year. And I think what it is that in my Harry Potter project pan, I've got another lip gloss which I've been focusing on more, and so this guy has just taken a little bit of a backseat, but it's really, really beautiful, and once I pick it back up again, I have every confidence that I'll be able to finish it by the end of the year. And I only used that once in the month of May, so that's why I was saying I think it took a serious backseat. Gwyneth, which is this itty bitty baby little sample size right here of the Juice Beauty Phyto Pigment Liquid Lip. It's a beautiful shade. The packaging is not as opaque as I thought that it was initially. I thought I'd be able to see it go down much like the lip gloss. It's really, really beautiful. I wore it twice in the month of May. I think it's still going to be sticking around a little bit longer. I think it's fascinating how deceptive something like this is. I figured I would use this a handful of times and it would be gone. When I pulled this in, I really thought this would be a gimme product, and it's not. I've used it a ton. These little sample sizes, they hold a lot. I know the ums are out of control. I'm working on it. For the letter I have this Marc Jacobs Invisible Primer. I told you in my last update this guy was going to be taking a back seat now that the weather is heating up, and I only used it 5 times. You can barely see the difference in the marks there, so not at all surprised. Once the weather starts getting a little bit cooler and a little bit drier, I'm sure I'll be picking this guy back up again, so no real concerns there. And in the course of the year, I've gotten about halfway through it, which I think is really, really solid progress. I used that, I don't recall if I said, I used that a total of 5 times in the course of the month. Here's where I don't know what's happening. These lipsticks I have not remarked because they don't change on the paper. I don't know what's wrong with me. So this is the Marc Jacobs Deluxe Sample Le Marc lipstick in the shade J'adore. I used this 7 times in the course of the month. And it is still going strong. I don't know if I just don't wear like enough of it or what. I mean, I reapply at least once during the day, usually after lunch. I'm not like an avid reapplier, but at least twice, once in the morning and once after lunch. And I feel like it just hasn't moved at all. I don't know what's going on. The same is true for the letter K. This is another Marc Jacobs Deluxe Sample Size Le Marc lipstick. This is, oh, I should probably give you a swatch. Duh. This is J'adore. It is a beautiful, very nice, warm, nudie brown color. It's really, really beautiful. And it lasts on the lips, so I feel like it's good value for money. And this is a brighter pink. This is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Perfect for these warmer spring and summer months, so it is something I am anticipating getting more and more use out of. This I used a total of 5 times through the course of the month, so that again, it's decent progress, but why the marks are not moving on the paper and why the product isn't actually going anywhere, I have no idea. So for the letter M, this I actually do have some progress on, and I want to talk to you a little bit about it. So this is my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Muse. My goal was just to hit pan on this, which as you can see I have done. I used this twice. I filmed a video showing me mixing this with the Maracuja oil from Tarte, and I wanted to kind of update you a little bit on it because I don't know if I love it long term. So it has dried back out pretty significantly. So when I run my finger through it, I get barely any color on it. I mean, it's not looking too hot. I'm almost thinking that it might be a little bit worse off than it started, which is super disappointing. I can build it up. So as you can see, I can build it up. But it just doesn't have the longevity that I had wanted it to. It didn't stay nice and creamy and bouncy. Once I kind of warm it up with my finger, it does work. I think it's having to heat the oil back up again, that the oil just sort of set down, and it needs the warmth and the friction to kind of get itself back to being a little bit more viscous. So I don't know that I would do this with any of my other Super Shock shadows, if we're being quite honest. But I will say that soon after that video came out, Kat and Haley from Beauty News actually did an entire dedicated video that used a ton of different products to see what was the best for reviving Super Shock shadows. It was really, really fascinating. I am going to go ahead and link that because it was just so interesting, and I think it'll give you much better information than my little experiment did. Because while it worked at the time, I don't necessarily know that it is a long-term fix. So definitely check out that video because it's really, really interesting. Oh, and if I didn't mention, I used that twice in the month. And so I am going to go ahead and call this completed, so it will no longer be in the project. All right, so for the letter N, I have this deluxe sample size of a Bobbi Brown lipstick. This is their Luxe Lip Color in the shade Neutral Rose. I absolutely adore this. It is exactly what you would expect, a neutral rose sort of shade, and it's really, really beautiful, and I enjoy wearing it a lot. This I used a total of 4 times in the course of the month. I have a lot of lip products in both this project as well as some lip products in my Harry Potter project pan and a lip product in my Graveyard project pan. So I've really kind of overwhelmed myself with the lip products, which, note to future Ashley, let's not do that again. Okay? All right, so that I used 4 times in the course of the month. This is for the letter O. This is my Bare Minerals Rescue Complexion. I love this product. It is in the shade Opal. I used it 10 times over the course of the month, and I just love using this. I think it looks so stinking pretty on my skin. Add a little bit of powder, and I'm good to go. I love it. The next lip product in my project is this deluxe sample size of the Too Faced Melted Matte. This is in the shade Queen Bee. I used this once. This is a little bit more, I guess, of a fall color. Well, maybe not. It's just a little bit of a cooler pink. It's really pretty. It feels really good on my lips. It's not, at least for me, a crazy over-drying liquid lip formula. So I do very much like it. I just have a lot of lip products in this. So, and this, I don't think you're going to be able to see progress in the packaging itself. This I'm probably going to have to rely on weight. The next product, I am excited, does have some visible progress. This is for the letter R. This is my IBY lip pencil in the shade Rosebud. I've used this a total of 6 times in the course of the month, and I'm doing really well. And I'm proud of myself because I don't really use lip liners. And so the fact that I'm getting so much use out of this, I think, is great. My goal is to use it up completely, and I feel like that's not a crazy goal. So I'm very excited about that. So the next is my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I love this stuff. I can't rave enough about it, and I'm making some really good progress. I've cleared out this whole top part here. So my goal is to use this guy up completely. I don't see any issue with that being an accomplishable goal because I love it. Oh, it smells so good. It smells good. It feels good. I can't say enough good things about it. I love it. It's really great. I used that a total of 16 times throughout the course of the month. My nail polish. I still have not painted my nails. I've not painted my nails in months. I think the last time I painted my nails might have been February. That's ridiculous. So no changes here because I haven't used it or anything else. I don't have a ton of free time. And my nail care has kind of taken a massive backseat. I mean, I file them and keep them looking neat and tidy, but actually painting them just doesn't really happen. Okay, so for the letter U, this is, oh, did I skip the letter L entirely? Hold please. All right, this is for the letter L. This is my Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I used this 4 times in the course of the month. Didn't make a ton of visible progress, but that is this guy here. I do enjoy this product. I am wearing it today. I do think, though, that it's not something that I would repurchase. I like it, but I think I like the Anastasia Dewy Mist better. So just throwing that out there, and the Anastasia is not as expensive. This is 20 bucks for this size. The full size Anastasia is like 26, 24, something like that. So it is a nice product, but not one that I'll be repurchasing. Okay, back to the letter U. Sorry about that. This is my Tarte Deluxe blush in the shade Unstoppable. We're starting to make some progress on this pattern. I'm going to call it now. I don't think I'm going to hit goal on this, but I do enjoy using it, and I think that that is an important thing. I'm wearing it today. It leaves a beautiful natural flush on my skin. I think the color is stunning. I think the formula is great, and honestly, it's great bang for your buck. I've been using this pretty exclusively, well, pretty diligently. I won't say exclusively because that would not be accurate, but pretty diligently since the beginning of the year, and she looks the same. So excellent value for money, frustrating for a project. For the letter W, this is my deluxe sample size of the Amuse Bouche liquefied lipstick in the shade Whip. I didn't use this at all last month. Sorry, friends. So many lip products. It's beautiful, though. I really enjoy this color. I enjoy this formula. I like everything about it. It just somehow didn't make it into the rotation. Not sure why. For the letter X, I have this Bare Minerals. This is their Gen Nude. It's kind of a soft matte formula in the shade XYZ. This only got one use, but it is a beautiful color. It's a lovely formula. I sound like a broken record. I put too many lip products into my projects, so I didn't really have a goal with this. I just wanted to use it. So if we're looking at that, this goal is not being met. But I do really enjoy it. It's going to be getting some use. I'm just desperately trying to work through the thousands of lip products that I have decided to put in my rotation. I used that once. I don't know if I said that or not. And finally, for the letter Z, I have my highlighter. This is the Persona Cosmetics Cali Glow highlighter in the shade Zuma. I adore this highlighter, and I used it a total of 12 times in the course of the month. I'm not sure if you can really tell, but I do have a pretty good dip going on in here. My goal is just to hit pan. I do think that that's going to be possible, so I am remaining optimistic, but this is a stunning product and I love using it. So there are the products that I have left in this project. So sadly, no empties. I've only counted one as a completion for the goal, and that is going to be this ColourPop shadow. But overall, I'm feeling more confident this month than I felt last month. I think I just needed a little bit more perspective, I guess. All right, and then finally, my unofficial Pan That palette. I'm not feeling optimistic about because I haven't been using it. Oh, you guys. It's exactly the same. I started a Pan Those Discontinued Eyeshadows project, and that really has taken the forefront. I have hardly got this used at all. The only shade that I've been using really with any regularity is the shade Cedar right here. I've actually started using it in my brows on the days that I do my brows, and I really enjoy it for that. I have hit up a couple of these matte shades to kind of pull in with that project, but I've been enjoying that project so much more than I have been enjoying wanting to pull for this. So, and to be honest, that's why I made this an unofficial Pan That palette, because I know myself. I know how much I enjoy eyeshadow and how fickle I am, and the thought of dedicating to myself to one eyeshadow palette exclusively for the year just for me doesn't make a lot of sense. So I am still going to keep it on my vanity so that I can hopefully remember to use it while I'm getting ready in the morning. But again, I'm not putting a ton of pressure on myself to actually like pan that, which is why it's unofficial. Anyway, super rambly. Sorry about that. So let's talk about some goals that I have for next month, specifically around my lip products. I go back and forth between, do I want to single just one or two of them out to really hit hard, or do I want to spread my usage out? And I do think that I want to spread it out a little bit. I know that that will mean more not marking on my papers as far as usage goes when it comes to the actual movement of the product, but I think that it will help me feel more confident that I'm actually using everything through. So I want to try to use each product a minimum of 7 times in the course of the month. And I think that that's doable. If you think about June has 30 days in it, if I apply my lip product at least twice, once in the morning, once after lunch, I feel like I could do that. Because if you think about it, I have, how many lip products in this? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really, I've got only 8 plus the 3 in the other projects. So I mean, that's, you know, that's 11. That's 11 products. So that really, gosh, if you think about it that way. Yeah. Anyway, a minimum of 7 times each. I think that will help me feel like I am making good progress on everybody, even though it means that the updates will show slower progress. I hope that that makes sense. As far as all of my other products, what do I think I might hit goal on? I don't know that I'll hit goal on anything, but I do feel like I will have hit the bottom of the jar by the time we have our next update. I really do think we'll be able to see some glass jar in this guy. I am hopeful that we might have some additional progress showing in here. And, oh, let's set a goal for myself. I want to paint my nails at least once. I want to paint my nails at least once. We're going to make that happen. But yeah, I think that those are the 2 things, or the 3, technically, the 3 goals that I have for myself for the month of June. I would love to know how you're doing on all of your projects. If you're working on any projects this year, I would love to know how those are going for you. I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. If you've enjoyed this video and you like project panning, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you are new, welcome. I hope that you will consider subscribing before you leave. I hope that you are having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.